friends, I am Prairie Vintage Jewelry and I am back again with another video today. And today's video we will be asking Spirit to communicate to us what your person or the person on your mind has recently realized about your connection with this person. So we have 3 piles for you to choose from today, and you can pause the video if you want some time to take a look at this, but one pile will most likely be calling out to you more than another, and that will be the bulk of your messages today from Spirit. This video is timeless, so whenever you click on this video, the message is certainly for you, but we will be doing an energy check-in just to make sure that you have tapped into the right pile. Sometimes there is a message in there that you're meant to hear, but the bulk of what Spirit wants you to hear could be in another pile. And since we're doing a collective reading, it could very well be that there is no message for you today from Spirit. So take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If you're interested in any of the jewelry I'm wearing, it will be listed at prairievintagejewelry.com, and feel free to visit me there. So without further ado, you can pick pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3, and we'll see you shortly. See ya. Hello, pile number 1. If you were drawn to this purple heart, or possibly you were drawn to the Morgan Greer tarot card, we will keep this card for near the end, but we will tap into energies right now and see if this is your pile or not before we get into the tarot. So Spirit, we will ask that you provide us with the information regarding pile number 1's person, or the person they have on their mind, and what they have realized about this connection. All right, well, we will take the bottom card here. Thank you, Spirit, for a clear, concise message for pile number 1 and what their person has realized about this connection, or about pile number 1 specifically. And pile number 1, I'd like to thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your energy today. We've got the Warrior, and we got the Child Nature. We're going to pull one more of these archetype cards. Spirit, one more card please, regarding pile number 1 and what their person has realized about pile number 1's connection with them. And we're doing an energy tap-in, so certainly see if this is resonating with you before we get into the tarot. We'll pull the Animal Spirit from the Wild Unknown. I got the Octopus. We will pull one of these Prism Oracle cards. We have Caution, and pull one of these Angel Dream Oracle cards before we tap into the energy, before I get started. Ooh, lots of cards, Spirit. I will do that again. It's clear and concise, Spirit. Can we please get one card for pile number 1? All right, so we got the Fairies card here. Okay. So we have Child Nature, light attributes, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. And then for the Shadow attribute, we have tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. And then we have Warrior, light attribute, strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. Shadow attributes, trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. Prince, light attribute, romantic charm and potential for power, and the shadow attribute using power for self-aggrandizement. Okay, octopus here. So water sign. We have caution. And then we have fairies, environment, playtime, and enchantment. All right. So for this connection, what I am picking up right now about, I guess, your person is that they have been fairly immature when it comes to how they've handled this connection, and they have done stuff in this connection between you that has made you really question whether this person is mature enough to be involved in a deeper connection with you. And some of their actions have been very, very hurtful, and it's almost like they haven't really shown any remorse, but you do kind of feel as though maybe they are just not experienced or thinking before they act. So they are acting and then they do something that is hurtful, and they're not really showing any remorse or apologies for how they have been acting. Now, this is someone who is very passionate, who kind of comes in very hot and heavy, kind of woos you over, and then kind of maybe leaves you high and dry. But you do tend to believe them. There is a truth about them, but then they go and they do something that kind of makes you question whether this connection is something that you want. And I feel as though this person has been acting in very many different ways with you, which leaves you even more confused. So they have this passionate side that comes in full of fire and desire, and then they could literally have, 5 minutes later have this mood swing where you're questioning whether this is even the same person, and you're kind of pulling back from this connection as a whole, because now you're questioning whether this person is mature enough or the right person to get involved with. So there is a sense of caution in jumping, 2 feet into this connection. And I do feel as though there is a pull to this person because it is very much different than anything you've experienced. So there is this like magical type pull to this person. You don't want to be totally wooed into their, I call it game, or I guess into their, trying to convince you to do whatever it is that they're wanting you to do at that moment and then be left high and dry. So you're kind of being cautious now of how much time you spend with this person and how much you open up to this person, because they have proven time and time again to maybe do something to jeopardize the connection between you guys that's hurtful, and then not really show that they're sorry or understand what it is that they've done. Now, it doesn't have to be something very significant, but this is a collective reading, so certainly could be on a scale of maybe saying hurtful things or saying certain things that make you question, the connection at a deep level, to outright doing things that have jeopardized this connection that has been very hurtful. I am picking up for a lot of you guys, it still feels like you're still getting to know this person. There isn't a whole lot of history here, but because this person has many personalities almost, you're not quite sure if you even know this person fully, and you kind of wanted to get to know them, but now you're kind of cautious as to whether you should open up to get to know them. But there is a pull, like a magical pull about this connection. Okay, so we will turn this tarot card around. We have the Four of Pentacles. Now, it was coming reverse, I'm assuming. I don't know how I had put that down, but the vibe I'm getting from this Four of Pentacles, either which way, whether it's reverse or upright, is when I see the Four of Pentacles, it really speaks of someone in this lack mindset. Like if I, open up, then I might get hurt. So they hold back very tightly. They're just kind of holding back and maybe just hanging on to how things are. And this could speak to maybe your energy. Maybe you've pulled back and you want to see how things unfold before, opening yourself up to this individual. But this can also speak about how this person will, passionately come in with this Prince card and then pull away and maybe say something or do something hurtful that makes you feel like they're still hanging on to not wanting to open up in this connection. Okay, so if this sounds like your connection, we will look at the tarot as to what they have realized. I'm going to pull the Morgan Greer Tarot. All right, Spirit, we will ask for a clear, concise message for pile number 1 regarding their person, the person on their minds, and what they have realized about this connection or about pile number 1 specifically. What have they realized recently? We got the Knight of Pentacles, and I'm going to read that one upright. We got the Seven of Pentacles upright. We got the King of Swords in reverse. We got the Nine of Wands. One more card, Spirit. How is a person, for pile number 1, what have they realized about this connection? We got the Ace of Pentacles. Can you get clarity on the Knight of Pentacles? We got the Eight of Pentacles. Some clarity on the Seven of Pentacles, please. And we got the Ace of Cups in reverse. Got 2 cards coming out here. We got Strength, and we got the Four of Swords in reverse. Oh, dropping cards. All right, Spirit, can we get 2 more cards for jump in? We got Six of Pentacles, and finally for the Ace of Pentacles here. Oh, we got 2 cards. We have the Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, this message is fairly clear. I do always like seeing all the cards before I open up to what it is that I see. Wow. Okay, so your person has realized that the top half of this reading, or not top half, but like the front portion, is really speaking about how they've realized how they have not been focused on putting in time, effort, energy. I'm getting the I should have said this, I should have done that at that time, I should have maybe spent more time, dedicated more time, said this, showed more interest, put more detail, more effort. And really I'm picking up here that they were kind of moving things very slowly in this connection, and it's jeopardized the relationship really. And I feel as though they were almost showing a recklessness about how they feel about themselves, even for some of you guys, that they realized that they weren't going after what it is that they wanted themselves. They were kind of just holding back with that Four of Pentacles that we saw. And they realized that the effort and the energy that they could have put into this could have impacted where things are and how things could have progressed, that they didn't really have this clarity in the past. you know, and maybe they've said some pretty hurtful things and have been very crude in how they've acted. So certainly that first energy we were looking at, that check-in energy about, you know, how they would just like childishly do something and not feel any remorse. I am seeing here that they understand that what they said is cruel, and I don't really see a whole lot of regret at this point, but I am feeling that they kind of want to now that they understand this, they want to kind of not dwell in what coulda, shoulda, woulda done. They just want to move forward and make an offer of effort, an offer of stability, an offer to ground this to the next step. I feel like they don't want to give up on where this is at here with the 9 of Wands. This is like not giving up, stand your ground, still having fight in you despite, you know, how difficult it might be, but still maybe a little bit guarded. And I do feel like with the Strength card, it is difficult for them because they are learning how to move forward with obviously with strength, but also be able to control maybe some of their past bad habits or ways of being. But with this 4 of Swords in reverse, I just feel like they just want to go back at it. There isn't really a period of reflection or healing or trying to fully understand or feel remorseful about how they've behaved. They're just kind of like, okay, I understand I haven't invested here maybe, and that self-love was certainly not there. So I want to now just make an effort here. With the Ace of Pentacles, speaking of a new emotion or a new beginning in grounding this connection and making an offering of something that's actually going to be, you know, the first steps. And really with the 6 of Pentacles, I always feel as though this is like the putting forward energy, giving of self or giving of time, energy, whatever, without really an whole expectation. But it stands to reason that they kind of want to balance things out because maybe they've realized that you've been giving or at least been the one kind of contributing to the connection. So they need to kind of pick up where they feel they fell short. Now this is super heavy, okay? They really, really, really feel as though they screwed up. Okay, if I could say the F word, I would say that. They feel like they really big time screwed up. So this shows me that they feel like you've rejected them because of how they've acted. They feel really hurt and left out and very down and out about what they've done. But I don't really see regret. I almost see them just saying like, uh-oh, like I probably should have thought that out more. You know, was it worth it? What was it all for? I don't even understand. I don't think they even understand why it is they have been that way, but they do realize that, you know, they need to love themselves. I think they're starting to realize that they need to love themselves, but I don't think that they connected the dots as to loving themselves more and working on themselves more will allow them this opportunity to move forward. I just feel like they understand that they haven't been strong in this connection and they haven't been dedicated and putting in the effort. So now they feel like they screwed up at what cost and they feel down and out. So for a lot of you guys, you might have rejected them. You might have walked away. You might have just not, again, they sense you're pulling out back your energy. Like we did tap into that earlier energy of you maybe not opening up as much, holding back as to how much time you want to spend with them or how much openness you want to be or how open you want to be with them in this connection to make sure that this is really the right person. So they do sense that because obviously energy, they could sense it. They could sense your energy being pulled away because maybe at some point you were giving and now they're like, okay, clearly something's changed. I do really see them wanting to fight for this connection, and maybe they are more stuck on what it is that they can say. You know, like maybe let me word it differently. What it is that they probably shouldn't say is more like that. So maybe if they normally are kind of aggressive in how they communicate or what they say to you that's hurtful, they're now considering how they come across saying it and are actually aware. And I think that's really their first step, is really making an effort into how they're going to communicate. And now taking that first step is to looking at more mental clarity as to why it is that they say what it is that they say. But I don't think they're fully at that stage of understanding, fully why they behave this way. But they are focused on wanting to put forward effort and energy. They've realized that this is really what they want. Now, whether they do or don't, I don't know, because we don't really see actions, but this is certainly something that they've realized. And I do feel like this might hold them back, because feeling out in the cold and knowing that they've wronged you and they really screwed up, like I can't emphasize as much, I really feel like they screwed their one opportunity or chance with you now, and they can never kind of get it back to where it was, no matter how much effort they're putting back. So I kind of pick up like, they're kind of confused not confused, but they're kind of not sure what that step's going to look like, what they need to say, what they need to do, how they need to go about it. I don't think they want to give up, and I don't feel that they're going to give up, but they're kind of stalled right now because there's this weird gap between what do I do now, and because they're kind of going back at it without really reflecting and healing and doing that. I think they're torn between what is that step, right? Because they don't want to do the same thing again, and kind of jeopardize this connection. Okay, so that's what they've realized. Now, I am going to try, I don't know if this is going to work, but I want Spirit to help us to see what more do they need to realize. What do they need to realize in this connection in order for it to progress or get to where it is meant to be? Okay, so we got the Queen of Wands in reverse. And I got the 10 of Wands in reverse. So what does the person in pile number 1 need to realize about this connection? The Empress in reverse. What does the person for pile number 1 need to realize about this connection? We got the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords. We got 2 pages here. And, I think we got a lot of cards here. I will take the bottom. So we got the 5 of Wands. So why is the Queen of Wands here in reverse, Spirit? This one. We got the 6 of Wands. Why is the 10 of Wands here, Spirit? We got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Why is the Empress in reverse here, Spirit? We got the Queen of Swords. And why do we got 2 pages here, Spirit? We got the 9 of Swords. And then why do we have the 4 of Wands here? We got the 7 of Cups. Okay, so let me clean the noise here so we can get a good look at what's going on. Now, we did ask Spirit to show us what they still need to realize in this connection in order to get things to progress how they're supposed to progress. Now, when I say supposed to, certainly having nails, picking up cards isn't the greatest idea, but I am determined to get these one way or another. All right. Thank you. And what do we have here? Yeah, we got the 9 of Pentacles. And so, yes, like I was saying, what's supposed to happen could very well be, not necessarily a full-on blown romantic connection. Could very well be being at peace with someone, maybe a friendship, maybe a long-term lesson that needs to be learned here. But certainly, what more do they need to realize in this connection in order to kind of get things maybe back on track. Now I will take a sip of my coffee while I look this over. All right. If you are interested in my jewelry, will be listed at prairievintagejewelry.com. Feel free to visit me there. Okay, so where do we begin with this one? I'm feeling as though this person still has quite a bit to go through as far as realizations in this connection, but I feel as though they might need to let go of thinking that it's going to be so much effort and such a burden on them to drive forward with this connection. They have yet to realize that, you know, holding back love and affection and, you know, their feminine side, whether they're masculine or feminine, doesn't really matter, but more of this love, showing love and affection and caring and this energy, they're going to have to realize that it's not a heaviness as they think it is, because I think they're very scared to do this because they feel as though they're going to get overwhelmed, and they will realize once they learn to let go of that thought or that heaviness, that they're able to depend on another individual. I think right now they're really scared of maybe depending on someone else right now for their success, you know, for their victory. I feel like right now with this victory card here with the Six of Wands, it's kind of short-lived, that they feel as though temporarily maybe they feel like they're protected by not showing their full emotions or whatever, but by not depending, like I feel like this card, this Nine of Pentacles in reverse, is they're not really being, they're kind of not wanting to depend on anyone for their own sense of victory in their life. And they're kind of being very cold about it. So I think they need to realize that how cold they're being. And this to me is the bitch card. So I feel like they're being cold, whether they're a guy or a girl. Like this is just being someone who is very, you know, bitchy really at the end of the day. And I think they need to realize that being bitchy or mean, whatever, is not hand in hand with them wanting to hold back feelings of love and emotion. I just feel like they do that as kind of a reactionary way of being so that they don't have to open up their heart and their emotions. They have to realize as well that they're going to have to be the one to communicate and make an effort in starting the conversation about having a solid foundation within this connection and moving it towards something that is stable, solid, reliable, even potentially a marriage. They're the ones that are going to have to drive with this communication. And I do feel as though they need to realize that they're still at a very early stage in understanding, you know, where this connection is, where it's starting from. It's almost like they need to start from scratch again. That's kind of what I'm feeling. And they need to face that anxiety. They need to face that anxiety that they have before they can actually start from scratch within this connection, because I think they're really avoiding taking a look at some of their anxieties and their fears and taking a look at some of the options that they have within this connection or even within their life. They're not really wanting to look at it because they're kind of feel overwhelmed and burdened with it. I don't really see fear. I just almost feel like this person is not wanting to put the effort because they feel as though the effort might not be worth what it is in the end, and they have anxiety around it. So they just rather be cold, but they do need to realize that they have lots of options, whether it be this connection or not. And maybe this is spirit telling you as well that this person definitely has options in their life. One of being furthering this connection and solidifying this connection. So this is yet to be realized by them. But they're having some anxiety, or at least they will have to face this anxiety, because it's always going to be there until they have that exercise. But yeah, they still have to go through that realization. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing here for pile number 1, as far as what they've realized and what they have yet to realize in this connection. And I hope this resonated for you guys. That was kind of interesting. If you feel that this did resonate, please feel free to leave me a like or a comment. And if you were drawn to another pile, feel free to join me there. And if you are dropping off, then we'll see you later. And thank you for stopping by. See you again. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous pile number 2. If you picked this clear heart, and if you picked this deck here, this is the Night Sun Tarot, and I will post the tarot decks in the description below, but we will save this card kind of more closer near the middle to end. But right now, what we will be doing is taking a look at what your person has realized about this connection and about you in the last little while. And before we take a look at the tarot, we will ask Spirit to give us a look into the current energy so that you know whether this is your pile or not. Spirit, can we get, for pile number 2, a look at the energies in this connection? And we will be looking at pile number 2's person and what they've realized in this connection. So we got nettle, which is boundaries, caution, and we have cleanse. We had caution come out for pile number 1 as well, but it was not this deck, and it was not this color, so kind of interesting. We got caution again. Spirit, thank you so much for the clear and concise message for pile number 2. And pile number 2, I'd like to thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your energy of you and your person. Thank you, thank you. So grateful. We've got the hyena. I'll pull a few of these archetype cards. Spirit, can we get clear and concise message regarding pile number 2's connection and this energy check-in regarding their connection? We got rebel, light attributes, challenges authority to affect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. And the shadow attribute rejects legitimate authority out of anger and rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. And then we got companion, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. And the shadow attribute is betrayal by misusing confidences and loss of personal identity. One more card here, Spirit, for pile number 2. We got Messiah, serving humanity with humility, and then the light attribute, exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. All right, so before I do this, if you are interested in the jewelry I'm wearing, feel free to visit me at prairievintagejewelry.com. This jewelry will be listed there, and we will take a look at current energy. I'm picking up mostly your person's energy here rather than I am you or the connection, to be honest with you. I feel like your person really wants to go on their own and start anew, like have a new beginning. And so they're really setting up boundaries around themselves as far as who they talk to. Maybe they pushed you away potentially, but I don't feel like it's you specifically, just pushing people away in general, because they're kind of the mind that they want to start anew, but figure out what it is that they kind of want for themselves. And I do feel almost as though they're they're aggressively pushing people away who might want to help them and genuinely help them, or at least understand them. They kind of don't really want to be understood. They're just kind of maybe, I feel like they're just kind of floating almost right now. But they do want a new beginning. But I think they're trying to figure it out. And I do feel as though your person believes that they are doing the right thing and that they are someone that's dependable, and almost as though they think that if everyone was kind of like them, then maybe the world would be a better place. That's what I'm picking up for some of you guys. Sorry, I'm laughing, but it's just funny that if everyone was kind of the same, I don't know that that is really a great perspective on life, but that's kind of what I'm picking up. And I think they're just tired of people's BS, and they kind of just want to do their own thing. They don't want to be tied down. They do want people who are loyal, people who have their back, because they certainly have your back and their friends' back. I think friends mean a lot to this person. But I'm just picking up, it's a very surface, superficial type friendships that they've had up until now, even though they're deep connections for them, because I don't think this person's really experienced deep family on a deep level. Kind of like this brotherhood, and it's almost all they've known. And I am picking up almost like gang-like, so I don't know, maybe there's a group of people that they're bad influence on them, but with this hyena card, I just kind of get this, I do anything for my bros, but, I don't know that it's deep. I feel like they believe it's deep. I feel like they only have one experience of love and loyalty. That's not really between a deep soul connection. And I do feel with this cleanse card, your person does want a new beginning in life, because I feel they're getting tired and they're getting grouchy and they're just getting tired of putting up boundaries and tape everywhere, keeping people out. But I feel like it's still really disconnected because they still think that what they're doing is right. So maybe their actions are bringing about one thing, and their feelings know and are calling out, their higher self's calling out for them to do something else in order to get a different outcome, but they just keep continuing down this path. I think they really need companionship, but in a level that they've never really experienced, and potentially you could be this person for them. And for some of you guys, I think they know it, but they don't want to look there. They're just like, I don't even want to look there, because they're really not, well, I don't see any cards telling me as to why, but I can only pick up that if they do, then they'd have to really action that, because then their whole speech about if everyone was like them and that they're loyal and this and that, and if they do have something true and authentic in front of them and they don't address it, then they're kind of cowardly looking away, which isn't an image they want to have. And for somebody here, and I'm going to call them out because that's what I do, for someone here that is saying, my bros, and if everyone's like me, and they're kind of tooting their own horn about how wonderful and loyal and dedicated they are, for someone like that to be so concerned about image, it's kind of laughable almost, because it's like they're very shallow in how they're kind of acting. And if they really were loyal, then the ones that are authentic with them, like you, because I feel like there's a genuine authenticity coming from you, and they're not respecting you in that way, then it's like, well, they're just doing the opposite of what they're preaching that they do. And these boundaries are trying to like keep you and other people just outside of getting the truth of them. And I think deep down they do know this, but maybe they don't think that people see through it. I do also pick up, now that I've called them out and I feel a little bad, a little bit, I also pick up a very genuine heart, very loving, deep down. And maybe this is what you see in this person. It's a very genuine, loving, deep, deep, compassionate person that's just piled on with imagery and bad, maybe not bad people, but just bad influences, because these people aren't really leading your person down the path of the higher self, of getting them to their greatest potential of where they can be. But I mean, no one else can lead you there. So your person certainly is the one that is going, if they want to get to their highest potential, they're the ones that are going to have to take that step. So maybe they're using this peer group or this group of people, their friends, maybe family even, or circumstance, situation. I feel it's more a group of people. Like I said, it's like gang-like, maybe they're brothers, brothers, but maybe not by blood. But either which way, they use this as an excuse to move forward in their true highest potential of what they can offer to the world, never mind even just within this connection. Yeah, wow, that I felt that one for sure. So we will flip over this tarot card. If this doesn't sound like your person, you might want to go check out another pile, because that was what I'm seeing here. And hopefully you know your person enough to see this. I think you probably do at this point, because this was definitely a person I was picking up here. We have the Six of Pentacles, and this speaks of, donations, charity, effort, giving. Yeah, well, with the boundaries, I just feel like your person's certainly not giving, and because this is about what they've realized, we're going to see how this, card about putting forward, you could be putting forward energy, effort, time, giving of self, has been something that they've realized in this connection. So we will pull the tarot. And like I said, this is the Night Sun Tarot. So Spirit, thank you so much for that clear, concise message. I am so, so grateful. Can we please get pile number 2's person's, what they've realized in the last little while about this connection? That is way too many, but I will take these two. And in fact, I will flip these cards. So we got the Magician. We got the Two of Pentacles. We got the Ten of Wands in reverse. We got the Ace of Cups in reverse. And one more card here for pile number 2's person and what they've realized about this connection, or about pile number 2 specifically. We got the High Priestess. Okay, why is the Magician here, Spirit? We got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, why is the Two of Pentacles here, Spirit? The Fool in reverse. So I was going to say foolish, and I said reverse. So definitely foolishness. I think they're realizing how foolish maybe they've been. Okay. Yes. So in the middle here, we got the Ten of Wands in reverse. And clarifying that, we got Judgment in reverse. And we got the Four of Wands upright. That's an interesting Four of Wands. That's a heart. Okay, cool. Why do we have the Ace of Cups here in reverse? What is going on with this Ace of Cups in reverse, Spirit? We got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Why is the High Priestess here? We got the Page of Cups, and it is in reverse. Okie dokie smoky. Let's see what we have. Let me have a sip of my coffee first. All right. This is an interesting energy that I'm picking up. Okay, so they have realized some stuff. They're still far away from really getting where they kind of need to be, and we will pull, you know, what they have yet to realize, maybe, because there's still quite a bit that I think this person has yet to realize, but I mean, who doesn't? But specifically regarding this connection was a question. And I feel like this person, because the first energy was mostly about them, I still feel like this is still about what they need to realize and work on within themselves before they can even have anything to offer within this connection. So if this doesn't really touch on you, then it's certainly because they're still kind of very in the infancy stage of figuring out themselves. But try to apply this to your connection and how it kind of ties in, or why they've been kind of the way they've been, so that it can give you some clarity and some answers. But with the Magician card here, they definitely realize that they are the ones that are going to have to be the ones to change this, okay? But I just feel like right now they're really focused on manifesting for themselves day by day, the day by day stuff. Like, they're not really manifesting, they're not looking at the big picture from what I'm picking up here. They're more like manifesting the daily struggle. So they're kind of realizing that they're the ones that are kind of putting out there their own struggle, their own ability to have a challenge in juggling what it is that they need to. And I think they recognize that, but I don't see here that the manifestation of what the big picture is, that they're tying it back into, it needs to stem from them. They're just kind of, it's more of a superficial type manifestation. Like, let me think of an example here, if I can. Let's say they have a bad, I don't know, like, habit, let's say, for example, like they're always going out and they kind of want to get a little bit more regimented, as an example. Then they're just like trying to, you know, come home by a certain time, and they're like, okay, I'm trying to, you know, come home earlier because I realize that that's going to help me, so now I'll just try to be home by 9 o'clock, for example. And that's what they're trying to do. So it's like, okay, the actions, yes, they need to definitely control the action. So they're trying to manifest, you know, being at home earlier. But I don't think they're really fully taking it to the level of, you know, what is it about their life that they feel as though this is an interruption, that, you know, why do they need to be regimented? What do they need to do long term in order to get to where they need to be? So I think they're still obviously in the state where they can't really look at the big picture because of all these things that they're dealing with right now. Like, if they're staying out late, they're hanging out with wrong people, they're maybe drinking too much, they might be not even having time to reflect. So how could they possibly even get there, right? So the first step is, I just need to be home by 9 o'clock because that's what it is, or I won't drink as much this weekend. So then the weekend comes and I think they're doing okay with that. They're realizing they're doing okay with that. You know, and I do feel as though the more they get under their belt of doing well, like if they say I'm going to be home by 9 and they've done it for a bit, again, that's an example, right? Or I'm not going to drink as much, and now instead of drinking every weekend, they're drinking, you know, once every other weekend or once a month or whatever, that they're slowly starting to realize it's not as heavy of a burden as they might have thought, to dig themselves out of this hole that they feel that they're in. You know, they felt as though they were trying to juggle all this stuff and it was very heavy. And you know, there are times where they feel like they're about to break because it is this burden that they're carrying. But I do sense with this being in the middle here and us asking about what they've realized, I think they've realized that they can't take it anymore. and they're going to have to make a change about it because they kind of snapped, or the straw that broke the camel's back. So maybe they stayed out one day too late, where it just made them realize this isn't working for me. And I feel like with this Judgment in reverse and this Four of Wands, that they identify this lack of awareness that they've had within themselves to bring about the stability. And the Four of Wands, you know, can speak of the marriage card and the union, but I do feel like this is union within self, the stability within self. I feel like they haven't been awakened to what's really going to solidify themselves and be that for themselves, because they've been overburdened with all this other stuff. So they've realized that they need to, you know, kind of be the manifestors of their own actions day in and day out in order to get where they want. They also realize this Foolish card, how foolish they've been. So that's really good, because some of their actions have been fairly foolish, even though they know maybe they shouldn't have drank that much, or they shouldn't have done XYZ, or maybe, you know, they just kept doing the same thing, maybe not learning their lesson. And with this Ten of Pentacles, like the Ten of Pentacles is the ultimate abundance, you know, stability, family, tradition, home, solid place. I just feel like they're longing for that. They don't really have that because they've been with the superficial, like we picked up with the top, the first energies there, that gang-like. So they think their bros are like their family or their Ten of Pentacles, where it's like it's only goes so deep. Like your bros, okay, great, you drink with them, you hang out with them, they have your back when it comes to, I don't know, whatever stuff they talk about, but there's no place like home spirit with, you know, with these bros. Like they might even consider them family, but once they get a real taste of what family really is, as in someone who really goes deep with them, I think they will understand what the difference is. And I don't think they're quite at that point of realizing this yet. I do sense that they have that yet to realize, but they do know that they don't have that full Ten of Pentacles. They know this, that they haven't manifested that yet. That full, something's missing. And they're not getting it from the bros. Okay. Now I just say bros, but I don't know, could definitely be girls. I pick up male energy, but you kind of can put that into your own context, right? And what they've realized, which I love as well here, is this need to love self, because it all stems from self. And when you get the Ace of Cups, it's really this overabundance of joy, of self and independence and love and joy and just giving of self, that I feel like the cuppeth runneth emptieth it in reverse. And I think they've realized that they're empty, that they need to fill up their cup. Okay. And they haven't been able to do this because they haven't been successful independent on their own. So even though they're saying, you know, they don't maybe want this connection, or they want to be independent and single, or whatever they're saying or showing, it's like they're not really independent with this, you know, or independently successful, sorry, because the Nine of Pentacles is this person who's able to be successful on their own, to accomplish things, to be this person who's, you know, strong, successful, independent, stable, solid. You know, they're kind of realizing they're not that, no matter how much they want to be that, or they thought that their bros brought them this. It's not. And I do sense as though they know, okay, this is what they've realized. And I think this is the only part that really kind of touches you, you know, obviously aside from them trying to figure that all out, is that there's this hidden knowing with the High Priestess, that there's something there in this connection that they have to, and that they feel as though they want to put forward an emotional offering to you and come forward and actually express how they feel about you, but they're very concerned about opening that door. So they've kind of, like I said, not looking at it, put it on hold, pretend it doesn't exist, shy away from it, not listen to their dreams, not listen to their intuition, ignore their feelings, and not step forward with this cup offering, because the Page of Cups is coming forward with this new offering of emotion, and they're just kind of not doing it. And their High Priestess is this all well knowing of, you know, what's going on beneath the surface. And this is really something that they've realized. They've realized this, okay? So if they're not acting on it, doesn't mean that they don't know it. They're just not acting on it. And I think it's probably because they're more focused on this area, which is probably a good thing, because until they can resolve their own love of self and their own ability to not be overburdened by day in, day out stuff, control themselves, be a little more stable, be a little bit more independent here with their stability and more Nine of Pentacles, successful, they kind of don't really want to drive this piece. Now, you know, for a lot of you guys, I don't know how long you guys have been kind of waiting around maybe, or seeing this about this person, but I do sense as though they're kind of really knee deep in what's going on here, that they probably aren't really giving you as much concern as they really deeply feel. So it's not even or reflective of how much they actually do feel for you. And I really am picking up now from that Six of Pentacles card that we saw from the initial card you picked, is they deep down really want to be able to give to you the way you've given to them, but they just can't right now because they don't have that ability. If the cup is empty, there's nothing to really give. So I feel like this is what they want to work towards. And I don't know if they've, like I said, how long maybe some of you guys have been waiting, or I just feel like the frustrating part is that they're not really communicating this to you. So you're kind of having to piece this together and just to understand this. And I think a lot of you guys might see this already, because this person's probably a little bit, you know, of this nature and act foolish in some way. Maybe they're a little immature, you know, but I do also pick up that big heart, and I do also pick up that there is a deep, deep love here for you, and them wanting to reciprocate some of that back. It is there. Okay, so I'm gonna ask Spirit, you know, I did ask for number one, what there still is yet to realize, and I think there's just so much more this person needs to realize, but we might as well do it. For pile number two, Spirit, can we get what pile number two's person has yet to realize in this connection? Without making a complete mess of these cards, we got the Moon in reverse, we got the Death in reverse. Yes, certainly this Death card needed to come out here. We got the Five of Pentacles. We got the King of Cups. What does a person for pile number two's person need to realize about this connection yet? We got the Six of Cups. And we have the Two of Wands in reverse. So why is the Death card and the Moon card in reverse here, Spirit? We got Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And why is the Five of Pentacles here, Spirit? We got the Three of Swords in reverse. Owie, owie. Why is the King of Cups here? We got the Four of Cups. Why is the Six of Cups here, Spirit? We got the Queen of Pentacles. And now, why is the Two of Wands here in reverse? We have the Six of Wands. Okay. Well, we did see, you know, that this person obviously is starting their journey with their day actions. So that's a good start, addressing their foolish actions. But also what I'm picking up here is that they still need to experience and fully go through heartbreak and feeling their feelings fully. So even if it's feels like heartbreak, it feels like it's scary to them. It's an unknown feeling. They need to fully flush that all out before they can even start to actually realize a lot of crap that they've been carrying. And I don't think that a lot, I know, based on what I'm feeling here from Spirit, is that this is stemming from previous to you even being with this person, that they haven't been, they're still hanging on to pain from the past, like a lot of pain, like a lot of pain. Okay, there's heartbreak here. So it could be very well another connection that they were in that they've suffered heartbreak. Could very well be trauma from maybe parental abandonment, someone they trusted, maybe a best friend, somebody who's really abandoned them potentially, or left them feeling like they were abandoned, and they're still hanging on to this pain. And if you talk to them, they probably will tell you no, because I don't think they have put the spotlight in it. It's still like the moon being in reverse. It still hasn't come to light. They still haven't talked about it. They still haven't addressed it, but the pain is still very, very, very strong, that when they finally address it, I think it's just going to pick up from exactly where, like, it just happened to them. And they need to experience this in order for them to actually start to realize what it is. And this is a big part of why they haven't put in a lot of the effort here with the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like they're just giving up before they've even got started with connections. It's like giving up too soon, not putting in the effort, not putting in effort in order to gain the harvest, because it's like, what's it even worth? You're probably going to leave me too. And it's lots of pain. And they need to realize that they can be this King of Cups, and that they are. I mean, they are this King of Cups. I really feel this big heart, this deep, deep emotional person that's able to offer love and compassion, and that they haven't been offering love and compassion. They've been more focused on stuff that doesn't really matter here with this Four of Cups, and that anyone who would give them an offering of love and affection, they've kind of just been like turning it down. I even feel like with this one here, it's kind of like setting a boundary, like, no, like, I know I'm able to love and give deeply, but no, I'm not going to. I'm going to turn down any sort of love. And that they need to realize that they're doing this because of the fact that they have been hurt in the past. And I do feel as though with the Six of Cups here, there is a lot of nostalgia, and I think they need to really feel their feelings fully of childhood and anything that's happened in the past fully. It could very well be mother traumas or mother issues here, you know, with the Queen of Pentacles representing this motherly energy that I'm feeling, like the stability. So maybe this person hasn't really had a stable home, you know, or they thought they had a stable place, and it kind of maybe turned out that they got abandoned. And I just really feel as though this person is not really looking deeply into the future, because they're kind of more focused, like I said, on their day-to-day actions. But they're going to have to be look at their future options of what it is, where they want to go, and really look at that. But I think it's too scary for them right now, because I don't think they feel as though they have that many choices for their own future to manifest it and to be successful and victorious in what it is that they want, where they want their future to go. They still have that to realize. Wow. Okay. So that's pretty much what I have here for pile number 2. I enjoyed this reading a lot, and I do really think your person is very lucky to have you in their life, or at least have had you at some point. If you're not in communication with your person, I can definitely see why that would be. But I do sense that your person is definitely trying to turn things around, but they are only human, so they are obviously bound to slip up, and you can only really, move on with yourself, look after yourself, and hope that your person is focused on themselves for the right reasons. But thank you so much for joining me here, pile number 2. I will leave you here. If you want, you can join us in another pile, or if you're hopping off, don't forget to like this video. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd be so grateful if you did. Thank you. Bye. Hello, beautiful people who chose pile number 3. if you pick pile number 3, this little heart over here, or the Wild Unknown Tarot, this is your reading. So I will put the tarot card right there. We will take a look at it shortly, but what we wanted to do was do a quick energy check-in regarding your connection. So this reading is about what your person has realized recently about you or this connection. And before we do that, we want to do just an energy check-in to make sure that this is the right pile for you. Spirit, can we please get some cards here, clear and concise, for pile number 3 regarding the person they have on their mind and what they have realized about this connection. We're going to do an energy check so that pile number 3 knows this is about their person or their connection. We have passion. And if you guys are interested in the jewelry I am wearing, it is available at prairievintage.com, or it will be listed at prairievintage.com. I've got lots of cards coming out here, but what I want to take, I will take the otter and the elephant card here, and we will take the unicorn. I do feel like those wanted to come out. Spirit, can we get clear and concise message here from the Angel Dreams card for pile number 3 and their connection? Got yellow, flexibility, adaptability, and personal power. And some archetype cards. We got Damsel. So the light attributes is understanding the nature of healthy romance, inspires you to rely on yourself. Shadow attributes, waiting for a knight to provide you seduction from a romantic illusion. Oh, sorry, by romantic illusion. So you know what I got in my mind? I got a little distracted there. I was hearing I need a hero. I'm old enough for a hero to the end of the night. That's totally what I'm hearing when I pulled that card. So that might be an energy that you're feeling. We have here shapeshifter, light attributes, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything, and then projecting an image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. We're going to get one more. All right, what do we have? We have the Virgin, light attribute, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit, and then the shadow attribute, fear of intimate union. Okay. For the second pile is really picking up like that, the person for the pre-energy and their energy, and in this case I'm picking up mostly, I think it's your energy. This is kind of interesting, but I'm really sensing here that you are a very passionate person, okay, especially when it comes to this connection. There's a lot of desire, a lot of passion, but what I'm picking up though is, I don't know if it's about this person particularly, or excuse me, let me just drink some coffee, clear my throat. All right. Sorry, too much talking. But what I'm feeling, and it's almost like Spirit was stopping me from saying this. So I think you'll know. You'll connect right away if this is your pile. If this doesn't resonate, what I'm about to say, then hop off. But don't feel like your passion is about this person. I feel as though there is some projecting as to maybe you're seeing this person in a way that makes them appear like more than what they actually are. So grandiose type person, you're kind of blowing them up to be this person that they might not even be close to. That this is a once in a lifetime type individual, that you'll never maybe come into this connection again, that this is a huge deal. And at the same time, I feel you're really timid and you're kind of not, I feel as though you're not really fully opening yourself up, you kind of are checking to see if this person still cares, and it's this feeling of you're not really seeing this person for who they are as a person, with removing your own self from the equation. Like, is this person, so Spirit's telling me to ask yourself, like, is this person showing you love in return? Is this person someone that you'd want your child to marry, for example? Is this someone who tells you how they feel, who makes you feel secure, who makes you feel special, who makes you feel like you are unique, who treats you like you're different, who gives you all of this stuff, you know? And I am picking up that maybe this person only kind of is in your life when you kind of tend to make time or come around. Like, you'll just kind of pop in maybe and, you know, be around this person and then leave and then come pop in and spend some more time with this person. But I don't feel like it's this consistent. So this could definitely be friends with benefits, actually, I'm picking up for a lot of you guys, because with this otter, I got this coming and going type thing. So there is, it's coming and going, but the passion is definitely there. But I feel like the passion really should be focused maybe in other areas, like yourself. And I do feel as though maybe you are losing your personal power within this connection and giving it away every time you engage in this, or maybe you feel bad about engaging in with this connection in the way that you have, because you want or expect more or want more. And I'm not saying that this person isn't worthy of maybe more, but I just feel as though at this point in time you don't even know this, but maybe you're telling yourself this. And I feel as though, you know, like this, I'm holding out for a hero. I just feel like you deserve somebody who's going to sweep you off your feet. You deserve this passion, but not this temporary in and out type passion. Like, you're giving me vibes of somebody who is very unique, loving, different, caring, and deserving of this. And you have been for so long, but you're just kind of, you are a little bit closed off to getting this type of love in your life because of a way that you are behaving that might be shutting it down before it's even started, that you're not even aware of. And I don't even know if it is this person or not, because this is more turning out to be you than it is about this person. But I just feel as though even if there was someone here that was, you know, your hero, your knight in shining armor, the person who was able to provide you with this stuff and be passionate and all that, you would probably just shy away, pull away. I don't feel as though you are completely ready for it, or at least you're not giving off that vibe. But I do feel like you want it. You tell yourself you're ready. You certainly, for me, I feel as though you are deserving of it and ready for it. But by actions, I don't feel like the actions are putting out there this readiness that is going to welcome this, what you want out of this connection. Okay, so that's what I'm picking up here for the energy, but we will flip this tarot over before we get the tarot cards about what your person has realized. And we'll see. Okay, so we got the Two of Cups, and this is a very powerful card when it comes to sharing and balancing love with another. The Two of Cups speaks of that, you know, the give and take romantic union with another. And I do feel as though, you know, because this is about what your person's realized, I think at this point you're at the state, maybe for some of you guys, where you have to kind of shit or get off the pot, pardon my language. So maybe this has been a friends with benefits, and now you're at the state where, okay, are we going to be in this connection as a couple or not? Is kind of what I'm picking up. You can't just be in and out, pussyfooting around. There's this passion still there, but I have a feeling there is some question around whether this is going to be you know, this Two of Cups is going to be where you want to be with this person. And I think you guys are, I think actually you're questioning it more than your person is, to be honest. But we'll see what the tarot has to say. But I'm more picking up cold feet from you than I am from your person. So maybe what I'm getting before I even look at the tarot, actually, from Spirit, is that you tell yourself, you know, like I said, I'm holding out for a hero. I want someone who's this, this, and this. And then when you actually have it, you're like, oh. So it could very well be that this person might now start off as someone who is just kind of a casual thing. And now you're kind of shying away because maybe they want more, and you were like, uh-oh, like, I don't know, I'm kind of waiting for the right one. It's like, well, why is this person not the right one, you know? And maybe you haven't really asked yourself or looked into that, but we will ask Spirit to give us clear and concise message for pile number 3 and what their person has realized about pile number 3 and this connection. What have they realized recently about this connection? Thank you, Spirit. And pile number 3, I'm so, so blessed that you're allowing me to tap into your energy today. Thank you so much. If you are interested in my jewelry, it is available at prairievintagejewelry.com. Feel free to visit me there if you do like this jewelry. So we are at 5 of Swords in reverse. Okay, that's a very powerful way to start the cards. We got the 9 of Pentacles. And we got the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. We got the Mother of Swords in reverse, which is the Queen of Swords. We got the 4 of Wands in reverse. Why is the 5 of Swords here in reverse, Spirit? We got the Son of Cups. So that is the Knight of Cups in reverse. Why is the 9 of Pentacles here, Spirit? Daughter of Wands. That's the Page of Wands. Why is the 7 of Pentacles here in reverse? The 3 of Pentacles. Yep. Okay, this is coming together. What do we have here? The Hierophant. Okay. And the 4 of Wands in reverse. Why is that here? The 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So, still picking up your energy very heavy. This is about what your person's realized. So try to massage this into how this fits into your person. But again, picking up your energy very strongly here. I think something happened where now, like exactly what I was picking up, that maybe something serious, like to solidify this connection has happened. And now all of a sudden it's like, uh-oh, do I really want this? I feel as though... Okay, so let's start from the beginning with the 5 of Swords in reverse. It's like the 5 of Swords is, you know, backstabbing someone, doing something that's really hurtful and painful. At what cost? It's like, okay, I've done something to maybe slight someone, and then it's like, what do I gain from it? And I just feel as though it could very well be like if this was a friends with benefits or whatever, maybe you were engaging in something that you knew might have been hurtful with your person. Again, this is what they realize, so fit this in how you want, but doing this hurtful thing, knowing it might hurt people or feelings or whatever, knowing maybe someone here needed to be very independent, right? Wanted their independence, their freedom, to be single, and even giving up before it's even got started here with this 7 of Pentacles. This is like not putting in enough energy, effort to reap the rewards or to harvest the fruit of the connection. It's like, I'm just going to give up before I even got started and be bitchy about it, because this is my bitch card. It's somebody who's very cold and just not really interested in connections, relationship, more focused on mental stuff, work, you know, that type of stuff. Not really showing this loving type, wanting to be in a loving type, committed type relationship. And then here we have the 4 of Wands in reverse, which is like the wedding's called off. okay, this is like, I'm calling off this union, I'm calling off this connection, I'm calling off where it could be, this stability. I don't want this. Like, calling it off too soon. So it's like, okay, we slept together, dated, showed affection, went on dates, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm kind of at the stage where I'm like, oh, no, I'm calling this off. I don't, maybe your person now is like, okay, where are we at? Like, do we have a title? What's the next step? I want to maybe take this to marriage, maybe take this to, being exclusive or whatever the case may be. And now it's like, so maybe you're experiencing this from your person, but that's kind of what I'm seeing here. And with this Son of Cups in reverse, it's like turning down this, or not stepping forward with communicating the emotion, or moving forward with the first step of wanting to have an emotional connection opened with this person. And I feel as though there might have been some communication about this. There definitely is passion, and maybe it's like, I'm just in this kind of for a good time, maybe for physical piece of it, and that's all I want, is kind of what I'm getting from this communication, that someone does not want to put in the effort. Like here with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, somebody doesn't want to contribute to the relationship, to make a go of it, to kind of come together and collaborate. It's just the way they are. I just feel with this Hierophant, it's the way they've always been. It's the way they live their life. It's how I am. It's how I was raised. I don't really want a relationship. I'm not ready for a relationship. This isn't what I wanted or thought it was. Sorry that you felt this way. I don't feel this way. No, I don't want this. It's kind of what I'm picking up from this card, or I guess this spread over here. And I do sense that it's left this connection kind of in limbo and not really knowing what to expect here. And I think that somebody here has realized this about this connection. So either you've realized this about yourself, or you've realized this about the person that you're coming here to see about. And that's what I asked Spirit was, what your person's realized. So this could very well be this person realizing this about you recently, which is very strongly what I'm getting. Or they may have realized that they're the ones who, isn't really wanting to fully invest or commit to a situation here. I feel like you guys were maybe on two different pages when it came to what the outcome of this connection might have potential would have been. I feel like this Hierophant card is really a significant card here in reverse. It's like to the point of, I'm going to be sticking to it whether I walk off this cliff or not, because this is how I've always been. This is how I always want to be. But to what point? It's like this foolish obsession with how you might have been raised, or how they've been raised, and how they've lived their life socially, or it could be religious beliefs, or just the way they were brought up. I don't know, but that's kind of what I'm picking up here. So we will ask spirits to give us what does the person for pile number 3 have yet to realize in this connection? What do they have yet to realize about the connection for pile number 3, spirits? Can we see this? I have a feeling this is going to be more of a message for you and what you have yet to realize, but we've got something on this card that's annoying. 10 of Cups and the 2 of Cups coming out again. This is... okay, let me keep going. Let me keep going here and see what we get. What do they have yet to realize here? The person for pile number 3. Okay, Justice in reverse. Ace of Wands, upright. I'm not sure I want to read this one. Upright, Mother of Pentacles. That is the Queen of Pentacles. And Mother of Wands. It's another Queen. Why is the Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups in reverse here? Seven of Swords. Why is Justice in reverse? The Page of Swords. Sorry, the Knight of Swords. All right. Why is the Ace of Wands here? We've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here? Four of Swords. And why is the Queen of Wands also here, Spirit? Wheel of Fortune. Okay. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee, and then I'll get into what your person has yet to realize. All right. Okay, so I was really picking up here this pain about knowing that a potential within a connection can bring the ultimate emotional fulfillment, and that it's being shut down. There's a block there, but really, really, really desiring this connection, this union with another, this deep union is really desired here. There's a passion to have that, and for some reason there's a blockage in getting to that full extent of happiness. And I think the realization that still needs to come out is forgiveness, in potentially, definitely in self and past actions, but I do feel like maybe there were options made or choices made in the past that this person hasn't forgiven themselves, or you, if this is about you again, haven't forgiven yourself about. Like with this Justice card, there's these two cats looking back, like, who are you going to choose? Me or this other one? Like there's these, Justice speaks about the balancing the scales, you know, and when I see it in reverse, it's like potentially something that was unfair. Maybe the wrong decision was made at some point, and it may be holding back this person from their true happiness. And I do feel as though with the Ace here, you know, this speaks of a new emotional beginning and driving forward with inspiration and a direction that's going to bring happiness, but it's being held back with this Four of Pentacles. It's somebody who's either holding too tightly, you know, and not being able to just kind of let things unfold. Because with the Wheel of Fortune, this speaks of fate and letting things kind of unfold for the better the way they are. But I just feel like this person is just holding on too tightly. And I do feel like this person still needs to go through a period of rest and relaxation, of not having to deal with anything other than just kind of being themselves. And with this Four of Swords, I feel like it's going to be therapeutic for them to not have to, like, let's say, for example, if this is a friends with benefits, like, not do that for a bit so that they can get clarity around who they are as a person. I feel like as a person, you know, this person getting the Mother of Pentacles and the Mother of Wands, like normally when you see two queens, it would be two, you know, these are two people clearly, but I feel as though these are two sides of the same person. It's just like there's this Mother of Pentacles who is like the solid, stable person who's very motherly, loving, caring, solid, who makes sure everyone's taken care of and respected and cared for and healthy. And then you got this Mother of Wands who is very driven, career focused, intentional, has a lot of drive, wants to make things happen. And I just feel as though, you know, a lot of this has been kind of held back and hasn't really come to fruition because there still needs to be a lot of healing that needs to happen. And I feel here with the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Swords always gives me the, like this fox is hiding this last sword and he has one eye open. Like, I hope nobody sees that I'm hiding this one sword. It's like doing something, knowing full well it's maybe not for your highest good. And I always get like, oh, the fox is so cute, you know, who could be mad at this fox? And he probably doesn't mean to, but I think the fox knows full well he's hiding this other sword. It's almost like this personality of, I'm doing these things, it's not really like me, or I'm better than this, or people expect better of this, of me than this, and I know this, but I just continue on with doing what it is that I've been doing. And I think that really speaks to that shutting down that 10 of Pentacles or 10 of Cups opportunity that's on the table for you as an individual, whether it be in this connection or in another connection. The realization here, I think, needs to be, I need to have an honest discussion about what I'm passionate about, what I care about, what's been unfair in the past, how I've acted unfair, what decisions I've made that in the past that are probably not serving me anymore. I need to heal from that, rest, take a break, and then just let things kind of unfold as they unfold in order for me to heal and move forward. That's what needs to realize here. So I really wish this was, you know, more about your person. And if this is about your person, then you're getting that that bird's eye view, I guess, of how they're feeling, what they've realized. I guess it's mostly about what they've realized and what they have yet to realize. But if this is about you, I think this is a message from Spirit giving you a clear indication of maybe why you are in this situationship that you're in, and maybe you're realizing all of this within yourself, or have come to the part where it needs to be realized in order for this connection to either break free or take it to the next step. I was picking up from Spirit that your person is a pretty solid person, and if they are the hero you've been holding out for, that they most likely could very well be it, but they haven't been given a fair shot. Or at least if this is about you, reading a person, you haven't been given a fair shot, and they're just like, I'm holding out for a hero, but they're telling themselves this, but yet the hero comes and then they're just like, I'm going to pretend like I don't see it, I'm going to ignore it, I'm not going to face it because either I don't deserve it or because of past actions. They're still kind of hung up on that. So that's what I'm seeing for pile number 3. That was an interesting reading. If this resonated with you, please leave a like. And if it did not, just leave whatever, you know, did not resonate, and maybe check out another pile. But yeah, I'd like to thank you so much for joining me today. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and we will see you shortly.